Hey guys, LJ back, and today I do want to talk to you about one of the more famous parts of yoga, right? The exercises. And really, you could say that there are hundreds of thousands of exercises or poses that could be from the system of yoga, but I also would argue that any sort of exercise can be a form of yoga, and it's really how we're doing the exercise. But what we can learn from yoga, and even more specifically postural therapy, which is really what we're doing with these poses, these exercises, is the importance of the right pre for your body before you do your workout, your sport, or even maybe your type of work or your art form. Because what we get to do with the right pre, a lot of us think that it's about stretching out the body or warming up the body. But actually, especially nowadays, it's about straightening out the body before we do any sort of workout, exercise, or really any sort of activity using the body, even long periods of sitting. Because nowadays, most of us have some alignment issues in the structure, like the chiropractor sees and can even help fix. But what is important is when we have these alignment issues, which most of us do, when we take that alignment, that misalignment into our sport, into our activity, into whatever we're doing with the body, it's going to start to create problems. And this comes up most with people who really use the body a lot in their maybe favorite sport, or if they're even an athlete, if your sport is what you do for your love or even for your work, or if you just have a favorite activity that you want to keep doing and you don't want to get injured or have these overuse issues that come up with a lot of sports and activities, right? That don't have to. And it turns out that most of our injuries, most of our pains and strains, and even that tightness we can feel, anything that starts to create any limitation in our sport, in our workout, is because of alignment issues. The good news is you can iron this out with the right pre for you before your workout. And if you always are willing to build that in, meaning doing the right stretches, you might be doing some stretches right now that you learned somewhere that you sort of think work for you, but likely you're not doing quite fully the right stretches to straighten you out for that workout, that activity, that sport. So the importance of the right pre, that's going to address your posture, your alignment, straighten you out before you do any strengthening or any kind of use of the body, is going to help things feel better, help that range of motion stay good, help us stay out of injury and overuse issues, because all of that often is because of alignment issues. But the awesome news is that alignment is totally fixable with the right use of some specific exercises that help you straighten you out and help you know what to do as the perfect pre for you before you work out, before you do your sports, before you even sit to paint or write or work at the computer. It's all using the body, and going into any activity out of alignment is dangerous and likely to eventually lead to some pain and strain, injury, overuse issues. But bringing in the right pre is super important, can heal injuries, get us out of pain, and help us stay out of injuries and pain, and help us keep doing those sports, those activities for a lifetime if we're just willing to do the right pre. So, if you want any more ideas on what's the right pre for you, reach out. That's part of what I love to do and help people with. And yeah, it's important that we update our pre. If we've been doing the same old stretches from 20 years ago, it may be time to add some new things, especially if you're noticing some of those issues like pain or strain, range of motion issues, injuries coming up. It's fixable, but you got to get the right pre. So, thanks for listening, guys. More of the good news, maybe the hard news. Got to fit it in, but it works if you're willing to do it, and it'll keep you doing that activity, that sport that you love, whatever your age, whether you're 15, 55, or 95. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Namaste.